Hello, everybody. Welcome to this celebration of the Acrylic Landscape Workshop and Challenge. It is Monday, and we're going to be giving away some good prizes tonight. And I'm not here by myself. Tonight is a special night. Mr. Peter Stout is with me. Peter, how you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Doing fantastic. Enjoying the warmer weather. Yeah, my name is Peter, part of the team here at Acrylic University. And like always, I'll be popping up on stream sometime, ask questions, make sure things go smoothly. And yeah, happy to see you all.
And the fun thing tonight is that the wonderful, amazing Diana Shine is going to be here painting alongside me. Diana.
Hello. It's always so fun to paint near you, Jed, because I'm always thinking, oh, Jed's doing such a great job. And Jed's thinking I'm doing such a great job. But we're painting side by side, and it's really fun.
So fun. So fun. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen tonight. Actually, we're going to have both our paintings up on screen for some of the time. If we need to zoom in on somebody's at one point or another, we might switch back and forth, but Peter will just kind of be in charge of that. But we got it so that both our paintings can be seen at the same time, but you won't see our palettes. You know, we can't fit everything on the screen.
Yes.
So you'll get 2 paintings, same scene. And Diana, now you've got a fun story about this scene that we're gonna show. And actually, let me see if I can show it. I think I can show it on my screen right now. Let me just go like this. Oh, whoops. Nope, not that.
That's a good one.
Not that. Let me see here. Just a second here. Anyways, I'll work on it while you tell us a little bit about it. It's a fun little scene.
It's really a fun scene. I found this in my photos. I have always wanted to paint it. My grandson is almost 10, but when he was almost 2, we went on a little trip together and he started crying and was really upset. So we stopped the car. He jumped out of the car and yelled, "I've got to go see the farmer." And he booked it, just started running down this dirt road as fast as he could go with us, chasing behind him because he just took off to go see the farmer. And so this is a picture of that dirt road that my little grandson ran down because you stopped the car to go see the farmer.
I love it. I love it so much. So anyways, I can't figure out how to get it to show up on my screen here big. But it's a beautiful scene. You'll see it small. And I don't know, Peter, were we able to put it somewhere?
Yeah, it's on the dashboard.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys go to thelandscapeworkshop.com and you don't have the reference photo, you'll be able to download it right there. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And like we said before, we're going to give away the big $500 gift card today. We're going to give away a cool Acrylic University hoodie. We're going to give away 3 pairs of some of my favorite brushes, and we're going to have an amazing time painting together, telling stories, reminiscing, thinking back on the week, and hopefully also hearing from you guys. If you have questions that you're shouting out in the comments, that we will be able to answer them, or even just we'll be asking you questions too, and you can be telling us what is going on in your life. So that's kind of what it's going to look like tonight. And are we ready to go, guys?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think so.
Okay, so we're going to switch it around and show you our paintings. Dinah, do you want to explain to people what you've got, or should I go first? I guess I have mine set up here. Yeah,
you go. And it looks like I got a big mess there on mine. My gloves and my palette, everything's ready.
So I've got my normal hard gesso board panel here, and it's same neutral gray gesso on there. I showed you guys this before from Chroma Acrylic Gesso. It's called neutral gray. It's just kind of a background that can go in any direction. And I thought I was going to have time to do a little bit of work and get my drawing done on here, but I didn't. So I will start doing that now while Diana is kind of getting set up on her stage.
Let me get set up. I have to do one little computery thing or I won't know what's going on.
Yeah, no worries. I can talk a little bit about mine. I was going to use an acrylic paint marker to do my drawing, and then I remember that's a bad thing to do because then everybody will say, "What are you using?" So I'm going to use this simple pencil. Nothing fancy about it at all. It's just a pencil. But I'm going to do my drawing. I love this scene. What I can see is there's some hills in the background, and I'm going to make this kind of horizon line where the farm is up about there. And then I'm probably going to exaggerate. Maybe I'll make the size of this tree. I might just zoom in a little bit. Make this tree a little bit bigger so that it goes up over. And there's a building in here. Looks like a little tiny building. Oh, Danny, you already got something on yours.
Well, I just did a little sketch on a little chunk of something. I think it's a little piece of plywood that I adjusted a long time ago. So I just did a little marker sketch on it. And it's sort of the same idea. I'm going to attach the tree up
Okay.
to the top. I'm going to move the horizon line up a little bit because I love all that bushy stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm already adjusting I always start with an idea and then I think, well, I already screwed that idea up. I need to adjust it a little bit. I was making my barn. I kind of want this barn to be a little bit bigger than, like I said, I'm zooming in a little bit. So that's what I'm thinking.
And I want some of this foliagey stuff to overlap, and I really want these shadows to be longer and go across the road and up the other side a little bit. So I'm just kind of putting in, I'm sort of like you, I'm just blocking in. You're doing it nicely. I'm doing it really, really with it. Like just chunks of stuff, kind of just marking where I want things to go rather than actually drawing them in. It's just a really rough mark in.
I'm just using a pencil. You're already going out and got your paintbrushes out. I'm just doodling along here.
Well, I'm just gonna kind of do what I did with the marker a minute ago with my paintbrush, which is just put in the darks and lights. This is where that barn thing is gonna go.
Yeah, this is such a fun area to paint, isn't it? Just this valley. It's so full of lush. Everything really has. The Tulip Festival happens here, but there's so many different types of farms and fun things that you can just drive around and see a lot here. Plus, they have the best ice cream place around.
Oh, they sure do.
What they
sure
describe.
Do. And people line up for just forever to get ice cream cones at that place. The Snow Goose, is it called? It's so good.
Snow Goose. Yep.
So,
and if you know, you know.
That's right. Now you guys have been told you're going to have to come out and go to the Snow Goose and line up with everybody else, but come with an appetite because those ice cream cones are huge.
Yeah, you pretty much want to go and think of it kind of like a meal.
Dinner. It's dinner.
It'll fill you up. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready to get out my paints now.
Now I've got to let mine set up and dry a little bit. I did it with what number is this? A number 6 flat.
So I do have a couple stories I want to tell at some point because they're so fresh in my mind. But I also want to talk about the paintings. And hey, by the way, guys, it's been really fun. I just want to say congratulations. Super fun to see a bunch of you joining the Acrylic University membership, which is super fun. Yeah, excited to welcome you.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. That is really wonderful. I think you're in for a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a blast, guys. I'm so looking forward to the next few months. We're going to have a lot of fun inside, and I'm glad that you're joining us for that time. Here's the first of my stories. Here's the very first of my stories. This is me as a proud dad, okay? I'm going to give you some.
Hey, Jed, real quick.
Yeah.
Somebody has a question. When I sign up for an AU membership, are the challenges free, or do we still need to pay, or is there a discount? How big? Thank you.
Yeah, there's a discount for the challenges. The challenges are all different. They're unique. They're made by, some are, of course, me and Diana, but then there's also other artists that have come in and done some of the challenges with us. And so we pay them, every time one of them sells. So it's not part of the membership in that way at all. But you do get the best discount that we ever offer as a member. So, and that's kind of like where you can only get that on Black Friday, for a normal person. But if you're a member, you can access that same pricing any time of the year. So that's one of the big benefits as far as the miniature challenges go. Okay, but here is my story. So we went down to Oregon this weekend on Saturday for our daughter's gymnastics meet. She does gymnastics, and it's a big commitment for her and for us. But this was the final meet of the year for her, and so as regionals, she did state. She placed high enough in state to go to regionals. And so we were excited, looking forward to it. And just guess what, guys? She won regionals. She came in first place out of all the kids in her division. Yeah, I was super proud of her. And not just that she placed first, but really just that the way that she did it, she had a lot of poise, and she was just committed to do her best and not, really just trying to trust the process and not worry so much about the scores and everything like that, and be content. And she was even praying kind of throughout the competition that she would be able to be content with whatever happened. But she did such a great job. I mean, honestly, it was quite incredible, because we've seen every one of her meets, of course, and really she took her best scores from all year and put them all into one meet. And it was pretty awesome. So that was a pretty awesome way to end the year in gymnastics, was to win first place.
Congratulations, Willow. She worked so hard. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool. And at the end, I went down on the floor, and she ran up to me and gave me this biggest hug. Like, it was so cool. She was definitely, it was a big relief, gymnastics is a lot of pressure. That's what I think. So much pressure I got to just start getting some paint on here.
Me too. Speaking of pressure.
yeah, speaking of pressure. That ain't nothing.
Oh.
And the second story I have to tell you is that we went to visit a relative, and we had, it's my brother's mother-in-law. So my sister-in-law's mom and dad, and we saw them on Sunday. And at the end of our time, we drove away. It was just a wonderful time. She was very excited to show us around, because they moved into a kind of a semi-retirement type of place, but they had this really nice place with it's their own kind of suite on the ground floor, looking out onto this really cool, would you say, boulevard type thing with grass, and it was really nice. And anyways, but then we got home last night and my sister-in-law wrote us a message, and her mom had actually had a stroke later in the day. And so last night, my sister-in-law drove back down to Oregon, or she drove to Oregon, just where we had just come home from. And it was just a reminder, man. I mean, it kind of has hit me pretty hard because we were just with her yesterday, probably 5 hours, 6 hours, something, 7 hours before she had her stroke. And she was so happy and we had such a nice time. And it just reminded me how precious life is and how fleeting it is. And I don't know for sure if she's going to make it. I don't know. I don't think she is, just from the way it sounds. But anyways, not to bring a damper down on the night, but just to say that's reality. That's like what I'm thinking about today. And also just the preciousness. Like, I do not want to waste my life. Man, we just don't know how long we have. And so that's for all of us. You know, if there's stuff that, I don't know, things that we need to take care of relationally or anything like that, that's my encouragement to all of us, just to live life fully and have no regrets when that day comes. So those are my two stories. One very exciting and happy, and the other one actually quite sobering, but two parts of life.
Yep.
We have a couple questions. Someone is saying, I really want to sign up for a lifetime, but not sure what it's all about. If I do a year and after, say, a month, I upgrade to or can I upgrade to a lifetime?
Yeah. What I would suggest is if you're okay, here two suggestions. One, just sign up for a lifetime, and if you don't like it within 30 days, just say, I don't want it. We'll give you your full money back. That's one. The other is, okay, sign up for a year, and within 30 days, upgrade to a lifetime, and 100% of your annual membership will be applied toward your lifetime membership. Yes. So those are the two best options. If you wait beyond that, it would be a prorated amount of 60% that gets applied.
Yes.
So it's best to do it in that first 30 days if you're going to do that upgrade.
Lisa, Martin, and then we have a few people basically asking about what colors are being chosen and why, especially the orange/purple.
Okay, I think the orange-purple refers to me. I am using the orange to indicate my warm colors, and the purple is going down to sort of help me establish where my shadows are going. And the shadows are going to contain some notes of purple in them. So that's why I chose that. The orange wash was just a nice, light, bright, warm thing to get started with. But this, the purple orange is a really nice way to establish my darks, lights, warms, and cools before I actually start throwing stuff on.
And I'm just kind of just getting started. I don't really have much going on yet.
And I'm starting with just the big shapes. So it's going to look really rough for a while because it's just going to be big, kind of garish shapes with no real drawing involved yet. And as I go, this will dry, and then I can draw on top or whatever it is I want to do with it. But it probably will look really weird for a while. Hopefully not too long. We don't have forever tonight to make something out of this. Hopefully it won't look weird the whole night.
Yeah, every once in a while it's a mad scramble at the end to go, oh, how can I fix this? Right? Like that's
right.
Sometimes I feel like, but hopefully we'll avoid that.
Yeah, bring in all our problem solving skills at the end there and just go, oh my gosh, what do I do now?
Yep. And like we talked about, I think we talked about this at some point, maybe in a Q&A or something, where I think I quoted Amy Erickson, who said, every painting is a problem to be solved. And I've always, since I heard that, just love that, because we do apply a lot of problem solving in this kind of thing. I mean, you put down a brush stroke and then you evaluate if you think, does it work? Does it not work? And it's just a back and forth between putting something down, evaluating and adjusting.
And just, constantly just thinking about what's the next move.
Yeah.
And should I make this next move a little brighter or a little duller, a little darker or lighter? Right now, I'm just going to give it a little more texture. People scream when I do this, like just scratching my painting all up. But this will dry, and then I'll put paint over that, and it'll be texture. Keeps me from doing that too. It wrecks the painting, so it keeps me from panicking. Oh, all I can do now is make it better because I just wrecked it.
There's some good in that. That's why I sometimes will just start really haphazard, and just do something a little crazy at the very beginning. Same reason is it'll at least loosen you up and not have you freaking out trying to be a perfectionist.
Right. It's just all it is now is problem solving, because I created my own problems. And isn't that the way life is? So we just create our own problems. Then we just have to solve them.
90% of my problems I made myself. Let's put on some color here. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
I like this.
Wow. That looks like neon against the gray. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Well, kind of. Kind of beautiful. Kind of crazy.
But isn't that, just so wonderful for a painting that you can just put crazy into it and it's okay? Yeah. I think that's Absolutely. Great.
Yep. I love it. So this is the kind of stuff that makes me enjoy painting, is just experimenting and not being afraid.
Right.
At least knowing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. We interrupt each other all the time. It's so funny.
Well, I was just going to say, knowing that it can be fixed, I think is the biggest help to me, is that I don't have to be afraid because it's just paint.
And it's also acrylic paint, which gives you so much more freedom. You can get a really intuitive and have a lot of creative fun with it right from the start. Because it dries so fast, and one layer will cover the next. And it's just wonderful. Okay, Jed, what colors are you using for that crazy green? It seems like you're using the same colors I am, but my green is so...
Well, I have phthalo blue and I have cadmium yellow. So I have two colors here, but they're just from different brands. I think they're both cadmium yellow light, but one of them is way more like a lemon yellow. But it's the phthalo that is underneath. And then I did add a little bit of this red in there to try to mute it down a little bit, but it's still pretty bright.
I'm using cadmium yellow medium, which makes it, and it's over that warm orange. So it gives an overall more orangey hue. And the yellow, cadmium yellow medium has just the tiniest note of orange in it. So all of that kind of makes it not as bright.
Yeah.
But wow. You want bright. Phthalo and Cad light are the way to go.
Yeah, that's for sure. They are powerful colors, both of them. And sometimes I'll do that kind of thing where I know that it's probably going to be too powerful, too colorful in a way. And so, but I know that I can mute it down later. And so, again, if you know you can change things, I mean, you can exaggerate and just kind of experiment and without worrying that you can't make it different later if you need to.
Right? No, that's what's beautiful about it. Go ahead and get bold right from the start.
Yeah.
Jump in the deep end of the pool and ask questions later.
Yeah. So I have a question for, okay, I see somebody say Dreaming Cat Studio said, is there a coupon code to join monthly? No, there's not a coupon code, but there is. If you need a scholarship, you can apply for a scholarship. And that's pretty easy to do. Just go to the membership page, acrylicuniversity.com/membership, and scroll to where the pricing is. And right underneath the pricing, you're going to see a little button that says scholarships. And you just click on that. But let's see. Do you always paint the foreground and then the background? That's probably to me. Pretty much. I know it's a little bit different, and it's more of a personal choice thing than anything else, but I do like the way that it looks, and I've kind of gotten used to painting this way. So, you know, at some point you kind of I guess it becomes part of your style, right? And I felt a little bit bad about this the other day because I said this during the chat. Somebody asked me, like, what's the advantage? I shouldn't have said this, but somebody said, what's the advantage to painting the foreground first, you know? And I very facetiously kind of said, well, I sell all my paintings and that's the advantage. It was just kind of a joke, but it's just more or less me saying, I like it. And people like who look at a painting, they don't think about the order that you paint it. There's no, I mean, they probably don't know hardly anything about the order, or, you know, I mean, they could discover stuff if they really were looking at your painting, because that's how I've discovered things. But most of them aren't going to do that, but they love something about it, right? They love the way it looks, or they love the scene, or both, or, you know, something. But all I was saying is that if you have success with something, or you think something has worked for you in the past, it's a lot of times you just think, I like that. I liked, you know, one of the very first paintings I did that turned out well, I painted on a black canvas, and I liked it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is the best painting I've ever done. And so it really influenced me. I think if I had painted my best painting on like a white canvas, then it might have influenced me to paint on white way more, but it was on a black canvas. And so therefore I felt like, oh my goodness, part of the success was that it was on black. And whether or not that's true doesn't really matter. It was just my experience, right? And so it's kind of the same thing with painting the foreground first and then the background. It's just what has worked for me in the past. and I like the way that it looks, and therefore I do it over and over again, even though every time I do it, I'm going to encounter this same question: why do you do it that way? And
Right.
I apologize to you guys, because it's only personal preference, really.
It is. It's personal preference. And, I was thinking of this idea of style today and how you develop your own style. And it is going from one thing you love to the next thing you love, and deciding what you like and don't like, and focusing on those things. The way the brush feels in your hand is going to determine the kind of brush you buy, how much you like it, and that will determine the strokes you make, and on it goes. Just one thing you like to another. But the other thing I thought of was how we develop our handwriting skills when we're kids. At first, it's really generic. The teacher taught us to fill, I don't know. I was in those classes where you had to fill the loops in, loop, loop, loop.
Yeah.
And everybody's had to look the same. But as we sign things over and over and over in our lives, our signature is actually a way that they identify you legally. You put your signature, and it's so uniquely you that only you do that. And so what do you do to develop your personal painting style? You paint over and over and over, and it becomes your signature. It's you, and no one else can do it like that. It just like your signature.
I love that.
This absolutely personal thing. And so, people, say, well, why do you do that? Well, because you liked it. You liked it so much you did it a second time, and you liked that so much you did it a third time. And pretty much it's your style. It's what you do. And as teachers, we try to teach you some tools that you can put in your toolbox so you can develop your own personal style. But But anyway,
that's super helpful. I think I remember you telling that or referring to that before, and I remember thinking, man, that's such a good analogy, the one of your signature. Because that's so interesting how it is uniform, or supposedly kind of uniform, when we're learning how to write, but that very act becomes our distinct. Like what can be distinct about us is how we sign something. So that's a very good illustration of what we're going for in art. And you kind of have to learn it in that order, right? You kind of have to get the basics down, and then you can develop your own personal style. And it's nice when you can base that on things that you love.
Yeah, right. Basing it on what you love, and just because someone says you need this brush or that color, if you don't love it, eventually you'll just need to let go of it so you can replace it with something that you do love, because that's the basis. I mean, when people view a painting, they, like Jed said, they don't know what order you painted it in. They don't know if you followed all the rules or not. They can only feel what the painting is giving them, the vibe of that painting, which is, to me, people who say, I don't know anything about art, I just know what I like. They're really intuitive people, and they can feel a painting was painted with love. And they'll say, I don't know, there's just something about this painting. There's something I just like about this painting. I can't put my finger on what it is. And then they buy it because it was painted from love. And they want that love in their lives. And to me, that's the greatest testimonial of that you stuck true to what you wanted, what you love. Is that somebody noticed it, recognized it, and fought for it and chose it.
That's really cool. I like that. And it is very unique to you. Over time, things become it's the way that you do it. And that's why, like you said, we want to give you practical, tangible things that you can apply. Not just do it this way, do it exactly the way that I do it. This is the right way. Because that's not going to be the case for everybody. Your love and everything about your personality is so unique, and your experiences. So it's always helpful to remember that you don't have to do things the exact way that somebody else does.
That's right. Or that anyone else does.
Yeah.
I saw a really cute comment that we should switch paintings now and finish each other's.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We're like hundreds of miles away, but that would be great.
It would be fun. I know. Well, that's a whole different little exercise, and I've seen that done before too. But that would be in our situation, we can't do it, but that's a very interesting. I think the idea of that is really interesting.
It's really interesting. That would be fun to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Jed, is there going to be reruns of this for a while? Someone just asked, so they wanted to.
Sorry, I'm not even really looking. And
that's all right. I just glanced up.
Yeah, this will be on YouTube here for. Well, I don't think we're planning to take this down, so you should be able to find this later.
My barn shape is so bad. I had it drawn in. I drew it 3 times, and it's just terrible. So guess what? I'm wiping it off, and I'm going to sketch it on when it dries.
Oh man!
The amazing disappearing barn.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
But that's the nice thing about this medium. I can just do that and then put it back, and then it'll be okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. No stress required.
No stress. How about no stress allowed? There you go.
No stress allowed.
No stress allowed.
Good to see that pros have problems with the barn too.
There's always a problem with the barn. I'm going to make a line straight up, middle of the barn, if I can make a straight line. There we go. My barn just kept growing and growing and getting weirder and weirder.
Frank Rodriguez, no, neither of us are using a retarder or open paint. We both have just normal acrylic paint.
Regular paint, yeah. And I was wishing it would dry faster. I'm actually hoping for a faster dry so I can get in and fix that barn. And it's not drying as fast as I want it to.
Yeah. You have to break out the hair dryer.
I know.
I have a question for the folks who are here. Who wants to win that $500 gift card?
Woohoo!
I'd like to see an answer to that. Who thinks that they should get it? Now, just letting you know, this has no bearing on who will actually win it. I just am curious. Oh, I see a few people who would like to win it. All right. I was just seeing if you're awake. Just seeing if you were paying attention. And it looks like you are, because I see a lot of people saying that they're actually just saying, you know what, we don't care. I just want you to keep it, Jed. You keep that. Oh wait, no, I'm misreading it. They're saying me. I'll take it.
Yes, that is what they're saying. That is so funny.
Kind of I'm just thinking about this. Yeah, I like this. This is fun. I think I need to add some more color to my darks. In fact, let's go with a little bit of this.
Red.
No. Yeah, I hear you guys. I see it. Okay, let's see. I see a question here. Are you ever tempted to add something not in the reference? Yeah.
All the time. Not just tempted, I do it.
And then the question, do you watch what each other is doing while you're working? I can see what Diana's doing. I don't know. Can you see what I'm doing?
That's what I turned my computer so I could see what you were doing, but I'm busy watching what my hand is doing, so I can't really pay a lot of attention to what you're doing. Although I should just be copying you because it's really looking.
It's actually always a little bit distracting in a way. Like if this is, in response to the question, just that if you don't have a really strong idea of what you're doing, then this is a little bit like plein air painting. If you're constantly looking at the other person's work and then trying to adjust your painting based on what you see, that's the temptation. Is that I really like that, and then your work is directionless. Because you don't know. I'm not Diana and she's not me, and so if I'm trying to paint like her, even just looking up every once in a while, it's just going to throw me off a lot. So I do look up and I see some of the things that she's doing, but it's more just randomly, and it's, obviously we're not trying to copy each other's work or anything like that right now, but I guess I'm saying I kind of try to avoid looking too much, just because it can be tempting to go, oh, that's a great idea. I should do that.
Right. And what happens to me is I go, oh, that's a better idea than I had. I'll fix it. And then I, do something. And then all of a sudden you change what you did. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's even better. I'll fix it again. And
Exactly. It's just the problem is that it's not our own. If we're doing that, it's not our own thought, and they've solved a problem in their own painting, not our problem, right?
Right.
So our paintings are different.
Well, and every painting comes sort of with its own set of unique problems, even if it's a painting of the same image.
Yeah.
Because you saw us, we both started off so differently. And
just the background color, everything.
It just kept getting more and more different from that point. So,
yeah.
So here we are.
But a good question.
Well, really a great question. And yes, I have looked up, and now I'm looking up and seeing Jed's work. And these are just like two completely different paintings. right? Just like so night and day different.
Yeah. Well, our composition's quite a bit different too. I mean,
Yep.
You guys would have experienced this before if you've ever painted with anybody else. You know that you see things different. What you want to highlight is a little different, and the way that you approach stuff is different, and it just turns out different.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. And that's the fun of art. Okay, so guys, I also want to say it's been fun. I've been doing my best to respond to everybody's text, and I know that there's still some. I've gone through a lot. I've gone through hundreds, but I still don't think I've gotten through everything that. Oh, I know that there's still unread messages, but some are now responses to my message. But even without that, I know that there are still some that I have not been able to get to just from your first text to me. So I apologize about that. It's taken a lot longer than I was imagining. And because I actually read them, I'm looking at them. So anyways, if you haven't got a response from me and you wrote me, I apologize. I'm still working on it.
That, Jed, just the number of responses you got was so amazing. I don't know how you ever were able to answer all of those.
Well, I haven't yet, so I'm trying, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I just decided to make that orange. I think I might make this barn brighter.
And I'm about to pull out my trusty, color shaper. There's going to be a million questions. What are you using? What's she using? It's not a brush. Oh no. It's like
Nice.
it's like a palette knife, but it's like a rubber spatula. So if you haven't seen one, it's okay. You just get them at the paint store with brushes. And I just like it because you can pile on the paint. So here we go. And you can use the edges for texture. And I get more paint up here with a spatula than I do with a little brush. So there.
Yeah.
So there.
So really, it's a love, like you were talking about before. Something that you love.
It's one of the things that I love because I love texture. I love a painting that is just lavished with beautiful paint and color.
That's pretty awesome. And I put it on a really bright color here that probably is too bright, but who cares?
Who cares?
Maybe maybe this barn just moved into the sun. I don't know.
It's beautiful. Well, it kind of goes with your the colors of greens you're using.
Yeah, well, I feel like that was part of my thing is that the painting wasn't really, there was so much bright down here and the barn was really dark. And I don't know. It's worth a shot. You might as well just go for it sometimes. Do, 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 do.
All right. Where am I?
now I'm putting in a bright blue back here, and I'm there's something back here, and I can't tell exactly what it is, so I'm just kind of making something up.
I might stick the farmer back there. We never did meet the farmer, so maybe I'll put him in there and finish that story by meeting the farmer.
Resolution to the story.
That's right.
So, who did all 3 homework? I guess homeworks,
Homeworks.
assignments.
They weren't really assignments. They were homework
Exercises.
suggestions. Exercises. That's it.
Exercises. Who did all their homework exercises? And here's a question for you. Which one did you find? 2 questions. One, which one was the most challenging? And which one did you learn the most in? Like, maybe those are the same thing, but I'd love to hear. Because maybe sometimes it's you did something that was outside of your comfort zone because it was a subject that you're not used to painting. Seascape. All right. There you go.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. That was really challenging. It was challenging for me too. Oh my.
Other people saying atmosphere. Tree was most challenging. Water was the most challenging. The atmosphere. The third is the most challenging. The trees. Water is always tricky. I love the trees. Tree most challenging. Learn most in atmosphere. It's kind of cool. I feel like, isn't it interesting? Even in that, you can see how we're all different, right? I mean, what some people probably thought was easy, or, like they painted lots and lots of water, but trees were difficult, or other people might have painted lots of trees, but atmosphere was difficult. Water was challenging. Each had its own challenge. I chose to do a different seascape. Atmosphere glazing technique. Learn the most in atmosphere. Learn different things from different ones. Love doing water. And they're flying past. I can't see them very.
Can't read them now. They're going by too quickly. Yeah. Did it again. I made it into a 1960s Rambler roof. I will get the top of that barn. It's killing me.
I want to take a look at this. Oh, well, I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, the one that isn't there now, because I just wiped it off with my thumb.
Okay. No, but what I mean is, I don't know what the Rambler roof really is supposed to look like. Well,
it's just, not a high peak like that, but a peak like that, but no other thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I was raised in that house with that roof.
Oh, really?
Yes. I know it well.
That's funny. I had trouble with water, waves, and shadows, but I still loved it. Will there be a replay on this one? Karen, yes, there will be a replay on this. This was going to be on YouTube here.
All right. We will do this. I will conquer this.
Yes, I know. Sometimes it's just determination, sheer determination.
That's right.
I'm not going to let this get the best of me today.
Not today.
What often happens to me in these kind of barns is I get the angles kind of funky. It's like, I don't know.
That's exactly what's going on. The angles are just so funky because the roof does this and then it comes down and then it goes straight. And,
I know.
I keep messing that up. Yours is perfect, and I look over at yours and go, his is beautiful. Mine is so.
I don't think mine is perfect at all. I think it just is. It looks, it's deceitful or something. There's something. It's like, it's true. Oh, see, and even now I'm just like realizing a little something that's wrong with mine.
Well, if I'm gonna get one little set of things correct, I would like it to be the building.
Yeah.
And if I can't get that correct, well, that's a shame, but
we'll get it correct. It's just about when will I be able to see it? You know, like this is what happens in these kind of situations is I honestly, there have been so many times that we paint, I do something live or we do something live and then we end. And I've been kind of like wrestling with one part of a painting and I can't quite see it during the live stream. And then I get off the live stream and I look at it again and it's like, oh, that's it. It's this little thing here. I wish I would have seen that 10 minutes ago.
It's so funny how we sometimes don't do our best work in public. I love that. So it's that understanding when to turn the barn into a silo. I love that. That might be happening soon.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is the mark of a creative painter, is just saying, you know what? It doesn't have to be a barn. It can be anything I want it to be.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, let's see. I there's parts of mine that I like quite a bit, and then there's other parts that I'm like, I keep realizing things because I basically have changed where the sun is coming from a little bit now, even though like these shadows, I'm just trying to like make them angle a little bit back this way so it makes sense that it's catching the barn. And
yeah, no, that does make sense now with your barn as bright as it is. It's catching all that reflected light,
or just regular lights catching. I'm just saying it's catching sunlight now.
Yeah, because it is so dark in the photo.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's because I was just thinking about that. Is that because is it actually just not getting any sunlight? Or is it is it because of the angle of the sun, or is it because there's a tree in front of it?
I'm not sure. But all of them are like that. I think maybe it's more toplet than we know. But I seem
Yeah,
to remember it
not
was
really
dinner
changing
time. I
mine.
just don't know. I think the reason we didn't go interrupt the farmer is because I thought that family might be having dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should have, though. We never did go see the farmer. So
Oh man.
I know I should have just interrupted their dinner. What was I thinking?
Yeah. Hmm.
There we go.
Okay, so guys, let's see. Man, I kind of like mine. And then I look at it again and I'm not sure. There are parts of it that I like quite a bit. I'm just, it needs to come together. That's the thing. It needs to come together.
Right. That's sort of the final thing here is just getting it to all gel, all work as a whole piece.
Yeah.
With just enough detail to bring it home, but not so much detail that I just turned it into a encyclopedia of here's a farm. This is a farm. No, I don't want to do that. I want it to be this light, this day, the light that's here and radiant, gorgeous light.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of flowers these are?
I think these are wild mustard.
Oh, really? Cool.
I seem to remember reading something about like when the settlers first came, they brought this mustard with them, and the mustard seeds just kind of went crazy and wild everywhere in the Northwest.
Interesting.
But I could be wrong about this. It might be an actual field crop.
Yeah.
But it's the same color as that wild mustard.
Yeah. It's pretty. That's for sure.
It's pretty. I got to dirty up this dirt road. It got too nice.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's, I don't know. I kind of like this. There's kind of a bluish color in this tall grass or whatever this plant is here too.
Right, way out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of sunlight that I'm going to bring on this other roof. bring it forward a little bit.
Thank you, Carolyn. Carolyn says both paintings look fabulous.
Oh,
Love
Carolyn,
both.
that's so nice.
Very kind of you. You realize that we're in the middle of the battle to some degree, trying to get it to the end, trying to get it to the place where we're okay. I can
we
be
can
done.
let you guys go home and get your
Yeah.
prize and go home.
Yeah.
Oh, but I tell you, it is, someone asked, how can you do this in front of people? And they said, is that from plein air painting? And that, and just doing it. I used to hide when I tried plein air painting, like really hide. I would go across a river. I'd wade. I would go way, behind rocks. And invariably, some guy in hip waders would come out and go, hey, my Aunt Zelda paints, and you should watch that guy Bob Ross. You could paint this scene in half an hour. And stuff like that, which I, at the time, I just want to concentrate. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But eventually, I just got used to people coming up and.
So funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's bound to happen. Bound
Right?
to happen.
Bound to happen. It always did, no matter what I did. That happened. I did have
go ahead.
Had a beautiful old dog. He was part Pyrenees and part Golden Retriever. And he would paint with me, or he would sit behind me when I painted. And he would, if somebody came up behind me sort of sneakily, he would just hold their shoe down to the ground and
really?
not let them up until I said they could get up. I'm sorry. My dog won't let you come any closer. I'd love to let you paint, but my dog won't let you see.
That's funny too. Wow. Yeah. Good dog.
I know, he was a good dog.
With you when you're painting, for sure.
Well, in those early years when you just kind of would just love a little privacy.
Yeah.
You're just not sure how this, outside and the scene is changing and the light is moving and your paints are drying and you don't know what you're doing. And you just really would love it if people would leave you alone.
Yeah. What's interesting about these situations is that we can't see you, so you're watching, we can see your comments and we can see that, but it's different. We're both, in some ways it feels like just a normal day in the studio, right? And we're just chatting and talking and stuff like that. But in another way, it's like way more people than if we were just painting on the street somewhere. Even if there was a large crowd around, it wouldn't be anywhere close to this, in terms of the amount of people that are watching. But it's part of the fun. Part of the fun of this. Yeah.
And we chose it. We did choose this. So.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, well, I think that I'm going to switch gears here really quick because I know we have to give away a prize.
Oh, yeah.
We've got different things that we need to give away. We got 5 prizes. Is that right?
Oh, that's so exciting.
5 prizes.
Everybody's been so patient waiting for us to get done so you can give away the prizes.
Well, keep painting. I have to get ready here in just a second. And I realized this the other day that I So I'm going to just do something here real quick. And that is I'm going to share oh man, I don't know if I can do this. Again, let me think about this. How can I make this work? I don't know why it's not working like normal. So let me see here. Whoa, it just started raining pretty hard here.
Oh.
The studio here has a metal roof, and so you can hear that pitter patter on the roof.
So pleasant, though.
Yeah.
I love that sound.
Okay, so you're missing a great Lake Ontario sunset. Oh, that sounds nice.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, so you guys, this is a good chance for you to just throw something in the comments, because that's how we will do the giveaway, is by choosing somebody who's commented. So I'm watching the entries go up because I just turned on that right now. And then, okay, let's see. Perfect. Let's see if this works now. Nope. Still not going to work. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do it that way. We're just going to, I can't show you the inside. What I was going to do, guys, is I was going to show you the inside of the Acrylic University membership, because I realized that, like, I talked about it, but I wasn't able to actually show you the inside. I'm going to give it one more shot here just to see if this will work, but I just don't feel like it will, because it keeps just showing the background picture of me and my daughter from like 4 years ago.
I could pull it up, Jed, and you could kind of go through it.
Okay.
From remotely.
Yeah. Why don't we do it that way, Peter?
Okay.
Guys, we just wanted to show you this because we have it laid out for you to really grow. In terms of looking through comments, and looking at all the text that we've been getting and I've been responding to over the last few days. One of the things that I noticed was that there were a few people, asking questions like about the membership, but also there were a couple of people who commented saying, hey, I want to have a path that's different than just hopping back and forth from YouTube video to YouTube video and that kind of thing. And so I thought, I was at least just show you the inside of the membership, because it will give you an idea of the picture. So yeah, go ahead and share that if you can.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll just tell me what you want me to look at.
Yeah, so this is like, if you get into the membership, this is what it looks like. And up at the top, you can see there's a tab over on the left. What Peter just opened up there is actually there's all the lessons there. So you can see it drops down inside of each one of those. It's like course level, then there's lesson level, a module level, and then lesson level. So it's quite deep.
So you many lessons
easily. And then up at the very top, there's something called favorites, which if you ever want to favorite one of the lessons, it'll show up there for you. Then, there's these little tabs up at the top, lots of stuff there. We always put the most recent Yeah, so like go to calendar, join community, lesson finder, and then we put the most recent or most current upcoming lesson right there front and center for you so that you can just come in here and if you're like, where do I go? You go right there and see it. Now underneath there is where all the real big content is.
Yeah.
And so there's a start here thing. Then the next one over says weekly classes. I'll go into that more in a second. But
sorry.
That's okay. To the right of that, you have question and answers, and then it's just all these courses that we've developed: Total Beginners course, Acrylic 101, Color 101, Design 101, Perspective 101.
Yep.
And if you just let's just click on Perspective 101.
Okay.
So you go in there, and this is one Diana has made, and it's tons of content inside of this one course. So you're going to learn and learn all about perspective, how to see the differences in perspective, how to apply it, and it's very, very, very thorough type of course inside of there. There's hours of content inside of one of those. So just so you know, like when you click on one, it's not just one lesson inside there. Now, if you go down further, there's landscape series, masterclass replay. Those are all these masterclasses that we've ever done. They're in there. There's paint along lessons. There's these incredible,
these are all our masterclasses, guys, since 2021.
Yeah.
Right here.
So tons of fun stuff in there.
Yep.
And then you can see Color of Light and Shadow, the Still Life, Planar Adventure, the Master Series, and then it starts the archive of all the weekly classes. So if you just click on 2023, just for instance, this is an archive of, again, this is, every month has a theme. Every theme has multiple lessons with a critique also included. And you can see various artists in there. Ryan Jensen, I just saw go through. Doug Greenman, Brian Buckrell, Amy Erickson. My dad did a lesson for us that year.
Yep.
And we're going to hopefully have him do one again coming up soon. But
there's so much, guys.
So much in there. And then if you go to, if you just click on the current weekly lesson.
Yeah.
The one that's more at the top.
I have to switch tabs. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Is this
what you were talking about? Or
no.
Let me go back.
Sorry. The underneath, if you go down
here.
The weekly classes. This is our current year that we're working through right now. So you can see the most recent one we just did was from April. It was Oceans and Beaches. You have a demo from Diana, a workshop, and then I can't remember who was it was Joe Gierzak. I did the guest demo, and then my Discover Your Voice. Then you can see just again if you're ever wanting to be part of the live sessions, they happen on Fridays, but if you miss it, you can always jump into these and you can catch the replay at any time whenever you're done. Real quick.
Someone said, is there much intermediate and advanced content? 101 sounds beginner. Yes. All of our foundational courses will take you through the basics all the way up to more advanced through Design 101, Perspective 101. There's so much ranging A to Z. Somebody says there's so much that looks very intimidating. I don't think I could ever get through it all. You don't have to get through it all to make it worth it, right? If you buy the lifetime, you have this entire library here for you whenever you want to, and you can work through it at your own pace, right? So we don't expect you to get through all of it. There's no expectation, but you will see huge growth in your artwork.
And it's like I've said before, it's similar to thinking about a resource library, where if you are working on something and you think, man, I just don't know exactly how to paint these clouds. These clouds are really giving me a headache right now. then you can go in and you can go up to the search bar. You can look for clouds, and it's going to pull up different lessons from different modules and different weekly classes and all sorts of stuff. And all of a sudden you go, oh, okay, at least you have some resources that you can go to and find the information when you need it. You don't necessarily have to go through them all, but you could go through them. I know that there have been some people who say, you know what, I just want to start at the beginning and I want to work my way through the 101 courses. Now, they start with beginner's course and then acrylic 101 and color 101. But once you start getting into Diana's 101 classes, they're even if you've been painting for a while, I guarantee that you will learn a ton from going through those. They're like we've shared so many times with different comments. I mean, I don't know how many times we've had this comment, but dozens and dozens of times when people have said, I went to school for art and I've learned more from you guys than I ever did in art school.
Yeah.
So again, you can have gone through art school. You could be painting for 20 years and you could still go through some of these courses and you will learn a ton.
Yes. And one thing I want to show real quick, we also recently added a lesson finder. So if you don't know where something is, you can just search lessons by the painting image itself. So you can just go here, click on this painting. It'll take you straight to the lesson. So if you're like, I don't remember where it was, but I know what the painting looked like, you can come right here. So yeah.
And that's, what we are always trying to do for you guys is really make it as accessible and helpful as possible. So we listen to your feedback. If there's something that you want to learn about, we want to implement it or put it into what we're doing. And so here's some fun things that is going to be happening, you guys. So just to look forward to when we're moving forward in the next few months. So I'm thinking May. I can't remember what the theme for May is, but June is plein air. May is May mountains? Mountains and hills, I think, maybe. Hills and mountains. I still have to do my Discover Your Voice. This is how you know I don't know. But the next one is plein air. And so we have goodness, I can't remember her name right now, but we have this wonderful artist from Alberta, Canada, doing our Samantha. Can't remember her last name. It's a long last name with a hyphen. And but she's doing our demo for this coming up month in May, and then in June when we do plein air, Charlie Easton is going to do a plein air demo for us. Plus, we've got Diana's doing one, and actually Shannon Dana, one of our incredible students, is going to also do a plein air demo, which is going to be super cool. And then in the summer, I think we might have June also. We have a theme, but my timing might be a little off, but we're doing the summer painting challenge this summer again. And that's where we're going to do 7 or 8 weeks of super fun. I'm going to do that. And it's going to be 8 weeks of small little paintings, but they're going to be super fun and they're going to be themed. This one, I can't remember. My memory is not too good today, but it's going to be super fun. And then we're going to back into our more normal routine back when we hit the end of the summer into the fall. But the summer painting challenge is going to be a blast, and we're having some great themes leading up to that.
Yes.
So I just encourage you, if you're on the fence, man, just jump in now. Like we've said many times, the price is going up. So if you wait, you can still join when we get around to September, but you will pay more. So I encourage you to do it now.
And I just want to show real quick another guest artist, guys. We have such a stacked lineup of guest artists coming up. It's actually, we have Charlie Easton, I believe. He's coming up in June. This guy, I mean, he's extreme. He like goes up to the top of like mountains and stuff like that and paints on location, all these crazy scenes. So we're always trying to make it better, guys. You will not regret joining this. It's absolutely incredible.
trying to think through some of the fall themes that we're going to do. But they're going to be awesome too. We've started thinking about them. I know Diana's been working ahead on some of the teaching and different things for that. But anyways, guys, make sure that you sign up. You got a couple more days. I think the timer is going to go off on Wednesday for that. But look forward to seeing you guys. I know, and congratulations to everybody who has already joined.
Yes.
So it is time. We're going to give away the prizes now. We're going to start with some of the paintbrushes. Now, I don't actually have any clean paintbrushes to show you, but you will get a pair of brushes like this. One is going to be a number 6 flat, and one is going to be a number 10 flat. They're amazing brushes, and honestly, I paint most of my paintings with just 2 brushes like these. Maybe I'll grab a bigger brush to help at the beginning, but a large percentage of my paintings get done with these 2 brushes. So we're going to give away 3 pairs of those brushes. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. We're going to do it. So make sure you are chatting in the chat if you want to win.
Yes.
That's how we're going to do this.
Real quick, couple people have asked about how to upgrade. Just email our support team, support@acrylicuniversity.com, and we'll help you upgrade.
Okay. So I'm going to put the first winner in here. Oops. No, I'm sorry. That is not the right. I pressed the wrong button, guys. Forgive me. I'm going to put the real name in here. Okay. It is, oh my goodness, Jay Young. Jay Young, you won the first set of brushes. Okay, so if you won, Peter, you can switch that over. And we're going to roll the second set of brushes. Okay, let's see here. Okay, the second set of brushes goes to Barbara Horst. Barbara, if you won.
All right.
Yes, email us at support@Acrylic University. And now, who's ready for the final set of brushes? Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see who wins this one.
Dun, dun, dun.
And a count of 3, 2, 1. Cat Laugh, you win the third set of brushes. Okay, congratulations, you guys. Now, again, if you won, yes. Now, we are looking forward to seeing extra great paintings come out of you guys because those brushes are magical. Oh, man. Anyways, the next prize is what? Do you guys remember what I said? Has something to do with a hood. A hoodie. Has something to do with Acrylic University hoodies. So we're going to give away a Acrylic University hoodie, which is super cool. Look good, feel good, and just have this boss shirt on, man. I think it says, I'm just thinking, what does it say? I think it says the A team on the front, and then on the back it has the kind of like this logo thing that says I'm courageous, all this cool stuff that you want to embody. So, You guys ready for this?
Let's see it.
Okay, let's do it. Okie dokie. I'm about ready to do this. And our winner is Karen in Calif.
Okay.
I like it. Karen in Calif. Congratulations. You got the coolest hoodie around, man. That's the way to be. Okay, make sure you email us at support@Acrylic University. And guys, it is time. It's time. It's hoodie time. I see somebody say hoodie time. I like it, Karen. Good job. Okay, good job. Okay, we're going to choose who's ready. Who's ready? I want to see it. Are you ready for this final $500 gift card for art supplies? I think people are ready. I see it. Okay, let's see what's happening today.
Let's see. Who is
All
it?
Right. Okie dokie. Here's the winner coming up soon. And the winner is $500 richer. Lydiana. All right, Lydiana 001. That's like agent, undercover agent, man. 007. His sidekick right there. Lydiana 001.
Yep.
Anyways, Lydiana, you won $500. Congratulations, you guys. I just want to hear, man, wasn't this fun? I want to see, I guess we could show our paintings here one more time.
I'm going to bring Diana back up, I think.
Yeah, bring Diana on and we could show our paintings.
Yep.
Okay, I can click on mine if you want to see it.
Oh, Diana, you'll need to move your mic back.
Oh.
I think. No worries.
Yeah, congratulations to the winners, you guys. That was super.
And we'll also take a little time to answer questions about the membership.
Yes.
Yeah. But let's see these final paintings.
All right, let me click on it.
Final paintings, okay.
Wow.
Yep, and there's mine. Oh, cool. Very awesome. Beautiful. You know what? I like your higher horizon line. I think that looks really nice.
That's how far away it felt when that little boy was running down the dirt road. He just sprinted.
I love it.
That's so great. That is so great. Okay, I think I just saw a question come by really fast. Question, is there a okay, that's a great question. Is there desktop or app for AU? Both. Well, you could just go to our website, acrylicuniversity.com, and click on my courses or sign in, and it'll take you to the courses. Or you can download the Acrylic University app. Now, the Acrylic University app has everything in it. It's not formatted quite in the exact same way as the website is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look quite as cool, in my opinion, but it's all there and it's good. But you might miss some links and different things like that. So it's great for getting content, but if you want to get links that the website has, it's kind of out of our control the way that it looks, but it doesn't have all the links.
Yeah, 100%. Regarding lifetime membership, what guarantee the AU will be around for my lifetime? So we say that we guarantee at least 2.5 years while the membership is available and supported. That's just legal jargon for, and as long as we don't go underwater suddenly overnight and have to close our doors, we intend to be around for a long time. But again, we can't promise to you and say, yes, 100% certainty we'll be here indefinitely into the future, right? You never know. So we're just kind of required to say that. But
yeah,
and we plan to stick around.
And why? I mean, we're basically just kind of following the practice of other people who've gone before us and said, like, how do you deal with a lifetime? Like, what can you promise? And they said, well, a lifetime membership is basically this much compared to this and annual, whatever. And so that's like how they kind of thought of that.
Yeah.
So we basically have no intentions all the intentions in the world of being here. But if you know, like we all died in an airplane crash because we're flying to a workshop somewhere and we're all dead, obviously there's stuff that we can't control. So
anyway, let's see. When I watch the painting classes I watch on my TV, will I be able to use my TV screen to watch the videos in Acrylic University? It depends on which ones, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't actually know how that works, to be honest.
I have screen mirroring on my TV. So you just press the button on your computer that says screen mirroring, and you press the button on your TV that says screen mirroring, and then whatever's on your device goes onto your TV screen.
Good point, Diana. Good point.
Like a smart TV, I've only used it a couple of times, but it works. So, like, I'm old, I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Most modern smart TVs do have a feature like that. Yeah. And if not, you can do it the old-fashioned way and hook up your laptop to the TV with an HDMI cable. Just play it like that. Diane Sarr says, I'm going on my 3rd year, and these people are thoroughly invested in the arts and love sharing and teaching. Thank you for that, Diane.
Yeah. Okay. So Lillian says, does the regular schedule continue during the summer while Jed is teaching the paint alongs? So no, that's what I was saying is that we do something special during the summer. That is the summer painting challenge. It's a little bit different format, and we bring that to the forefront during the summer. And then like I said, in September, we kick back off the regular schedule. If you are like, oh, but I really wanted to get that, okay, you've got like 3 or 4 years that you can go back and catch up on anything that you want to. But we will do a live weekly thing, but it's just going to be the summer painting challenge. That's the difference in the summer.
Yeah.
Are there classes for more advanced? Well, Kathy, I don't know where you're at exactly, but I would say so, because unless you're so Diane and I just went to a workshop like a couple years ago together. I was just bringing it up with her, how I would like to go to another workshop with her. It'd be fun to do again.
We had so much fun.
Yeah. So I think that really, I would say, if you found that these classes were helpful for you, then yes, there's going to be a ton of stuff that's inside that's going to be helpful for you. If you found that these classes were below you or that you didn't get anything out of it, then I'd say, no, you're not going to find anything in what we do that's going to be helpful. Not because it's not helpful, but because I actually would say you probably are in a place that you either are just incredibly good and you don't need anything, or I would encourage you to think about like just developing a learning mindset that there's always something to learn and always something to grow in.
Joan, once you pay a membership, are there extra costs to get through the dashboard, weekly classes, etc.? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but no, there's no hidden costs or fees or anything. Everything we just showed on screen is included in your membership. The only thing that we do that's not included are miniature challenges, and that's a whole separate thing at miniaturechallenge.com. But everything we just showed, everything we just showed is included. No hidden fees. You're not going to log in and go, oh, psych, you have to pay $20 to get this other course. Or no, none of that. None of that.
This is a funny comment. All websites are out of our control.
Yes, facts. They get it. They get it. Yep.
Okay, let's see. Color is my nemesis. In the AU lessons and demos, do you share the specific colors being used? That helps me to learn so much. Okay, Angela, this is full disclosure from me. We always share what colors we're using, and we almost always are going to use a pretty limited palette That's
Yep.
most of Diana's and my lessons are going to be a fairly limited palette. Early on, I used a few more colors, and they are a little bit more complicated to watch when you're seeing me dip into like this paint box thing that I used to use. However, I will say this, because I'm not trying to dupe you or make you believe something that's not true. I do not say every time that I dip into a paint. Now I'm mixing yellow with a little bit of green and a little bit of this. And I'm not that guy. Like I've gone into other people's tutorials, and literally they spend hours mixing colors.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going like, dude, I can't do this. This is too much for me, but it might be right for you. And so my point is, I'm going to give you my train of thought. My train of thought is some about color, and it's also some about design, and it's also some about like how to overcome the challenges of when you are stuck in a painting. And it's all about these different things that come up for me in a painting process. And I'm going to try to give you everything that I can, but I'm just letting you know, like, no, I don't explain necessarily like every time I do a little mix or a little variation. I'll just tell you like, okay, now you can see, now Diana, you probably do a better job of that, but I just don't want to.
Courses that I go into incredible detail, but I don't do it at every demo, like you're saying. But in these specific courses, I go into to get ready, put on a snorkel because you're going for a deep dive. You know, we go down deep and we look at every possible combination and how it mixes and what values it does. But those are specific courses you take from me, because otherwise I would be in the corner just going, I can't do this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Candy Doob says, I was in a funk when I joined and didn't feel motivated. A's rescued me from that. Lessons are very inspiring. Let's go. So happy to hear. And I think Frankie said it's not just the lessons, it's also the community. And guys, that's so true. That's such a big part. Like everything you've experienced this past week, keep doing that, jump into the membership, and we do this every week, almost year round, So
somebody says if you have a Chromecast, it will work to get that over.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. This is the whole thing. Like, we don't want this to be the end for you. We want this to be the invitation for you. And this is the new trajectory for you, is that, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. This is what we're committed to. This is what I'm committed to. We're going to do it whether you're here or not. So it's like, I don't mind if you have something else that you want to do, or you feel like you have a different path that you want to go down. Like that's fine. I'm happy for you. I'm like, I just want to cheer you on. But I know that there are some of you who are wandering. You're really wandering, and you're jumping back and forth, or you just feel lost, or maybe you haven't even been painting because you just don't have the encouragement or a path to go down.
Yes.
And that you're the ones that we're talking to say, hey, let's do this. Come on. We have a path here. It's good. And you'll get a lot out of it, and it'll be fun, and it'll be encouraging, and you'll be thankful in a year when you look back and you go like, oh, this was a really good year.
Yeah.
So
Sharon says, she says, can I upgrade from monthly to annual if I sign up? And yes, you can. If you do it within the first month, we prorate the full amount of what you paid initially.
I love Elaine's comment. She says, what do you do with all your paintings? Well, you can't eat them. And you can't hang them all, so we have to sell them. They have to go.
And Steven says, I'm so excited now that I see that AU offers so much. I did not know that. Can't wait to start. And thank you for saying that, because I'm glad. Yeah, we wanted to show at least a little bit more of the inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 100%. Prashanti, great community plan to join monthly to start with. Amazing. Welcome. welcome. You won't regret it.
Okay, Moon Baby says, I couldn't keep up with you guys at all, even doing a ton of rewinds. I got so lost in the colors. Colors are my nemesis. So, Moon Baby, I would say, like, color is tricky. We put out a survey a few years ago, actually, and we got 300 responses really quickly. It was like, whoa, color is tricky. But honestly, I used to stumble around with color a ton. And it wasn't until we started using a limited palette, started just simplifying things, and started realizing it doesn't have to be so crazy and confusing. And I think sometimes this is where if you can grab hold of the principles underneath, if you can really lock those in, and let go a little bit of like, I'm trying to copy exactly what they did, or I see exactly how they mix that. Like if you can get like, okay, I get the gist of what they mixed, but I understand the principle underneath what they're doing, and I understand like how this works. Man, you're going to find that colors don't have to be your nemesis. They can be your friend, and you can actually just go like, okay, like I don't think about color nearly as much as I used to. I used to problem solve a ton of color issues, but I don't anymore. And it's because of a framework and an actual practical palette that just makes problem solving kind of like easy. And it kind of,
a couple years ago, Jed, I did a 3-part masterclass on color, and I think it's in the membership.
Yeah, it is.
3 hours of everything explained about color. Absolutely everything. I worked so hard. I worked months on putting that teaching together, and it will really blow your mind how you can go from struggling to simplification to finding color is your best friend and mixing color is a delight just almost overnight. I got so many responses like that after people viewed those 3 classes. So join up and click that one.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it's called. It's inside our membership, and we did it once as a free thing. And then we thought, this is too much. This is way crazy, and this should not be free.
Yeah. All these people saw an ad and they were not prepared.
But we also don't. It was like giving away just a crazy. It's so good. But anyways, it is inside our membership. Yeah. It's inside the masterclass section, and it's called Color Mastery Bootcamp. And it's amazing.
It's amazing, and I blew my own mind after I put so many months of time into that instruction to simplify it, to make it easy to understand. That I feel like, hey, I did it. I simplified it. I made it easy to understand. Just go through it and do some do along with the demos. It'll be really fun. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I hear a couple people asking about PayPal. We don't offer PayPal right now. I think we used to, but the fees are kind of brutal and some other stuff. So we don't offer that as an option.
Yeah. I mean, if you can always email us at support@acrylicuniversity.com and see we might have an option that would work for you. But reach out for sure.
Yeah.
We'll try to work with artists. We're the artists. Like there's people that help with customer support that they know a lot more, anyways, they're smart. We're just kind of like, let's paint. Okay, Carla says, I'm the type that takes notes and watch the painting being done and then paint on my own. And Carla, I think that there's a lot of wisdom in that, because sometimes it's stressful to try to keep up and be like going back and forth. When you're watching after the fact and you can stop it and rewind it and all that kind of thing, it makes it a lot easier for sure. Okay, let's see here. All right.
Woo!
Congratulations, Lisbeth.
go.
You did it.
Yay.
Became a lifetime member. Woo! All right. Very
Wendy,
cool.
please remind if you sign up for a monthly and you decide that you really want more, can you upgrade from there? Yes, of course. And do it within the first month, because if you upgrade within the first month, we'll prorate the full amount that you already paid towards your upgrade, only within the first month. So, but then beyond that, yes, you can upgrade at any time.
And here's Carla. This is a painting related thing to color, but I'm happy that you're explaining. I did all the Richard Schmidt color charts, but it is too hard to refer to them. Yeah, I think Diana, you've done a lot of color charts and color things. I've only done very simplified ones. I'm not huge into color charts, just because I've never like taken the time to do them, but I have done a few and I love them. I think they're really interesting. And like this is an example of one. It's just going to look funky up here. Let me see if I can do something here. So you can see like this is one, and I just take 3 quote unquote primary colors. This is my red, even though it's burnt sienna, but I do this kind of thing and it helps me go, okay, if I was using these colors as my primary, this is the way this painting could look, right? And just to contrast it with the painting that I have, I could never have painted this color with this if this is supposed to be my red, right? So anyways, I do this kind of thing because it's very practical. I keep track of my colors on the back. And Diana, you've done something kind of similar. I know you've done something kind of similar where you can refer back really quickly and go, okay, these colors produce these results. Do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, in some of my classes, I use this color wheel sheet and we pick out a red, a yellow, and a blue, and we fill in the color wheel and do a little thumbnail, a 2-inch by 2-inch thumbnail to solidify how those colors could be used. We write down the name of the colors. It's an actual exercise we do, but I used to do that when I was learning color before every single painting. I would choose my 3 main colors, my red, my yellow, my blue, and see if they worked for the feeling and the attitude I wanted for this particular painting. I put it in a little clear plastic folder and put it in a binder so that when I wanted that color idea again, I could go through and figure out which colors I used.
Yeah.
And after a few years, it's just all in my brain. I don't need those anymore because I memorized them after doing them so long.
Yeah.
But
so cool.
It was such a great exercise. I filled a whole notebook, big thick one, full of just what happens when you use lemon yellow and burnt sienna and Payne's gray. What colors come out of that?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a strange mix. Maybe I won't do that again.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you never know, and it's just on one sheet, and so it's not like wasting a ton of paint, but you learn so much from it. And then I've done some green charts in the classes too, but
oh yeah, I love that idea. And Angela says the color classes Diana put together are great. My color grid didn't turn out as pretty as hers, but the instructions are great. Thank you. I just wanted to say that because those courses will teach you so much about color. And Denise, congratulations. That's awesome. I just requested to upgrade to a lifetime member. Super awesome. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Okay, Leona, if you go into the membership, if you're inside, if the
you
actual
have to be inside the membership.
You have to be inside the ultimate membership, and then you have to go to masterclass replay, and then you have to scroll down a little ways.
Yeah. If you have trouble finding it, we can link it to you. Actually,
Susan,
yeah, go ahead.
I recently completed Diana's green color chart, and now I refer to it before I paint. So very helpful.
It's really helpful to know what you're working with. It really is helpful.
Oh, good. We're not alone. Paula says, I'm having trouble with the angle on my farmhouse roof. It just looks off. I know.
Me too. Right?
Yeah.
Paula, we're all in the weird roof camp.
Yep.
This is so funny. I love this. Okay, Kimberly wrote something before, and she was trying to correct it. She says, typos. I meant to type when you consider how much content is included in the membership, the price. This is what gets me. Is a we understand.
Steal.
I know. It's just so good because it's like you press return and then you realize, oh no, I typed it wrong. I typed something else wrong now. Oh, well, thank you
man.
for saying that, though, Kimberly.
Spell check.
Okay, Wendy says, I have to go. Thank you all so much. You're wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Wendy.
Yep.
It was great having you here.
Hey, you hit hoodie. I need one or maybe two. I know, for real.
Was Wendy at our class in Arizona?
Yeah, that's yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was
Wendy,
like pretty sure.
I know. Well, that's what yeah, Kimberly says, steal. Okay, cool. Carla says, Peter, do we meet tomorrow? I think you're talking about.
Like, we don't have an official class tomorrow, but we might do something on the down low spontaneously. You never know.
Yeah.
We don't have anything scheduled. We don't have links right now, but if we do something tomorrow, we will send out links.
Come back to youtube.com/Jed Dorsey, this channel. Subscribe to this channel.
One thing you guys can do right now, subscribe to the channel and turn on bell, turn on all notifications. That'll help. And make sure that you have push notifications enabled for YouTube on your phone or something like that.
Okay, Dreaming Cat Studio said, if I sign up for monthly and find out I was accepted for a scholarship, is cost adjusted? I would just wait. Just wait like a day or something like that. And then I would...
Yeah, wait to see if you get approved.
There's probably people, a little bit of a time delay, like, I don't know, it's 6 o'clock. People are not really on the email system right now, our support, as much as they will be during the day. So I just wait
we
till
do have
tomorrow.
Working hours.
Yeah.
Our poor people in email.
Kathy says, so happy to have joined the lifetime membership. Congratulations.
Yes, congrats.
Super awesome.
Yay.
Where do I find the lifetime membership pricing? Okay, so all the pricing, if you go here to acrylicuniversity.com/membership.
Yeah.
You just need to scroll down or click one of those buttons. It's going to take you to the spot of the page where it has all the pricing there for you.
The bell, Lawanda says, I don't have a bell. So if you subscribe, it replaces the subscribe button. Like there's an animation, it changes to subscribed and a little bell shows up. If you can't find it, look up a tutorial on YouTube on how to enable notifications and then come back and do that on the YouTube channel. Yes.
I love this. Jay Young says, I've laughed so hard today. Thank you for an amazing session. I'm so glad I'm a member. Welcome new members. Yeah, for sure. It has been a lot of fun, you guys. This has been a great time. It's always a good time to do art together and to see you guys take steps forward, maybe try things that are a little bit challenging. I know when we asked that question earlier, everybody basically had a response, like the atmosphere was challenging or the water was, or the trees were challenging. And so we know that it's not easy necessarily to come and do these events, but we're proud of you and we're really, really thankful that you participated with us.
Yes. Guys, subscribing on YouTube costs nothing. It's totally free.
Free.
I do have to dip out of here, Jed, but if you want to keep answering questions, go for it.
Okay, well, we should go. It's time to go, but I do want to answer the last few questions that I see here because I see a couple more. But when is the best time? Oh, Peter, thanks, man. You can go.
Bye, Peter. We love you.
Love you guys. Have a great one. I appreciate every single one of you, and it was great hanging out with you. Bye, Jed. Bye, Diana.
All right, see you, man. See you tomorrow. Okay, when is the best time to upgrade to lifetime? Really anytime, but if you want to, like, okay, so if you have just joined and you're still within your 30 days, then it's the best time to do it then. Earlier is always going to be a little bit better because, like, I don't know how to say this. You're going to get prorated the amount that is applied towards the lifetime membership. If you do it within the first 30 days, all of it gets applied. So that's the only thing. After that, it's kind of like up to you. When you feel like if you bought an annual membership, then you could upgrade anytime within that first your first year, and you're gonna pay whatever the prorated amount is. But it's not like there's a better or worse time. But I will say that a lot of people do it when we're doing a launch just because it's fresh in their mind, like, oh, I should do this now. Okay, I saw a question up here. Okay. Carla, I seen you asking a few questions about the scholarship. So the scholarships, if you become a scholarship, if you apply for a scholarship, the way it works is we look at each one and we try to give as many scholarships as we possibly can. They're monthly scholarships, so you don't there is just a monthly. What am I trying to say? It doesn't run out unless you say, I don't want to be a member anymore. It works in the same way as any other, like the normal monthly membership. Like if you were a scholarship member for however long, like it would take a long time. That's the main difference, is it takes longer to become a lifetime member if you decided to upgrade at some point way down the road. Like say your circumstances changes, we have had people who signed up as scholarship. I'm thinking of somebody in particular who they had lost their job and they needed a scholarship, and they applied and they got a scholarship. And then a year later, they got a job, and they actually upgraded. They decided, I want to become a lifetime member, and so they upgraded their journey to a lifetime membership. Circumstances changed on them, right? And then they weren't paying any monthly thing at all. But the scholarship doesn't run out. You just have to apply for it, and then we don't take it away from you or revoke it. We base it on your word and where you're at, because we're not doing tons of research on every person that applies, because we really can't do that. It's not. We're a organization that's built on trust within ourselves, and we kind of base that on trust with you guys as well. Mm-hmm. Good night, Julie. Good night, everybody who is on your way out. Trying to see if there's any final. Okay.
All right.
I've been a member for a while, but as I have now retired, so moving to a lifetime member was a no-brainer, given the great instruction and amazing content. Awesome, Lizbeth. So glad. And you guys, thank you for sticking with us. It is very fun to hang out, and I know we got to run too. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
For being here. Good night. We'll see you guys in a while, and make sure you sign up before Wednesday if you're still on the fence. Bye, guys.
Bye.